Get ready for your weekly dose of pixie dust with Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast, the ultimate unofficial Disney fan podcast. I'm Jeff DePaoli.
And I'm Aaron Fairbanks.
Hey Aaron, what's going on?
Not much. What's going on with you, Jeff?
You've been traveling a little bit, haven't you?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah, okay, well then let's go on a trip report, shall we?
All right.
Travel along and stamp those passports in today's Disney Trip Report.
So Aaron, you recently went to Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
And experienced
Toy Story Land.
Toy Story Land. Was that the main purpose of your trip?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So let's discuss Toy Story Land. I haven't done it yet, of course. I've only seen the videos and stuff. I'll do it in October when I go.
Nice.
But what overall thought? What did you think of Toy Story Land?
It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Okay.
Pretty cool.
Was it what you expected, more than you expected, less than you expected?
I honestly, I didn't go into it with a lot of expectations.
Okay.
So it was. I feel I'm a little biased that I don't think it should be called a land.
Oh, see, that's interesting. Okay, so you don't think it should be called?
It's almost like
a
mini land.
Is it? Do you consider like a Bugs Land at Disney California Adventure a land, or would you call that a mini land?
I guess in that sense, it is a land.
Because I've heard people say it feels a lot bigger than they expected. It's 11 acres, which is huge considering, like, Star Wars Land is 14 acres.
You don't
feel 11 acres?
You don't traverse 11 acres.
Okay.
That Slinky Dog coaster, that takes up a lot of room.
Sure, but I mean, we'll be able to say the same thing about Star Wars Land.
That's true. I don't know, just like seeing how much is going into Star Wars Land and how many different...
First of all, we should really stop and start calling it Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Star Wars Galaxy's
People
Edge.
are going to be listening and be so upset. Sorry, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Batuu on the... What are
the outer regions.
No,
or the unknown regions.
No, what are the Black Spire?
Oh, Black Spire Outpost.
Black Spire Outpost. So,
so that's technically what it is Black Spire Outpost.
So the full name...
On Batuu... in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
There we go. That's the full name. I want a T-shirt that says that. I'm making a T-shirt that says that.
So I feel like with that, it's that just feels like a land to me because there's going to be a sit-down dining, there's going to be quick service, there's going to be stores, there's going to be 2 e-ticket attractions.
Sure.
And this is an e-ticket attraction. And
I'd give it a B.
I mean, a D rather. It's not but I will say the Slinky Dog Dash. It's a lot of fun.
That's what I hear. I hear great things about it.
It's a lot of fun. It's definitely a coaster that's accessible to all ages. Well,
sure. Yeah,
most
there's a
ages.
height requirement, I'm sure, but yeah. It's a family coaster,
and it's fun because Slinky Dog is talking while you ride it.
Oh, is it?
There's a couple like little secrets that go on.
Who does his voice now that Jim Varney's passed?
I don't know.
Is it a good match?
It is. It is a good match.
Okay, good.
But then the alien
swirling saucers.
The swirling saucers. It's Tomater. And it's cool, but it's not.
That Tomater attraction in Cars Land is very popular.
Yeah,
people love it,
and it's fun. It's fun, but there's only one. There's only one quick service restaurant.
The Woody's Lunchbox. Right?
Yeah,
and that's like literally go up to a window and grab a seat somewhere else.
Yeah.
So okay.
And then the only other thing, they don't even have a store. They have like a couple booths. They have a couple little carts that have toys.
So it kind of sounds like they didn't really have the space to make a full-on Toy Story Land.
Probably, yeah.
Because it sits where exactly?
It's directly behind the Pixar Studios area.
Okay, and what used to be there? Was that like
nothing? You couldn't. But the backstage was. They used to have a. I think it must have been part of the backstage tour, or that was just literally backstage area with cast member services and stuff like that. But I forgot to mention they also have the new entrance to
Toy Story
Midway Mania. And that's cool because they have all the cardboard cutout stuff outside.
So I've heard it's really cool, like the look of the land, the overall theming of it. Here's the thing. I had very low expectations for Toy Story Land, so I'm actually seeing videos and photos and being like, this kind of looks better than I expected.
Yeah. It's good that you mentioned Bugs Land because it has that kind of
Rest in peace soon.
Yeah,
Aw.
no kidding. Only with I feel like a little more family friendly rides, as opposed to just like very kiddie.
Well, see, here's the thing: when you were saying, it doesn't really feel like a land, and then I mentioned Bugs Land. The big difference between Bugs Land and Toy Story Land: how many rides does Bugs Land have? It had a lot. Still alive. I mean, It's Tough to Be a Bug.
Yeah.
Flicks Flyers. The Ladybug thing.
Yeah.
The bumper cars thing. Heimlich's Choo Choo Train, which people go berserk over.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's it, and then just like some water park like the water features.
But that's 5 rides, which
that's a lot
granted,
packed into.
4 of them are very much just for children.
Yeah,
but still, it's a lot. Whereas Toy Story Land, we got Slinky Dog Dash, which, it's interesting. I would put it on the same level as It's Tough to Be a Bug as far as like D-ticket, E-ticket level.
Yeah.
But obviously one takes up much more land. Midway Mania is actually a big attraction. So if you think of it, they have 2 big attractions, whereas the Bugs Land only really had 1. So I don't know. There's pros and cons, I guess, to both, it sounds like. But it's an interesting comparison.
It makes me wonder what they're going to do with that Pixar...
The archway?
Studio area.
Yeah, so I was actually wondering that because when you walk in, it still has the Pixar Studio archway, right?
Well,
that you walk under.
It's actually if you go, it's at a crossroads. It's at so you either turn right into Toy Story Land, or you move forward into. Like, you go under the archway.
Yeah.
So you don't actually go into the Pixar Studios area to get into Toy Story Land.
Okay.
So that's the only thing
Well, that's the thing that was always weird about that was the fact that they had this Pixar area, which always kind of made it seem like, there's going to be more Pixar coming, but it's always just been Toy Story Midway Mania.
I know. And so now that it's interesting, too, because they took out, like, they used to have the Army Men and the Speak and Spell.
Yeah.
They took that stuff out because it's in Toy Story Land now.
Okay.
So it's been stripped down a lot. So it's very much just like brick and mortar Pixar studio.
Okay.
And I don't understand why it doesn't necessitate them selling the toys there anymore. It doesn't necessitate them having like...
I mean, is it gonna... Correct me if I'm wrong. If you go straight, does that head to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge?
Yes. And there's actually on the other side, directly across from Galaxy's Edge, there's another entrance to Toy Story Land.
Okay, so my guess is it's gonna become a queue to get into Star Wars.
You think so?
Yeah.
But how awkward would that be that you're like walking through Pixar Studio?
Dude, no, I think it will be rethemed to...
Oh, you think so?
I think...
I feel like that's so... I mean...
Listen, it's brick.
Yeah,
it's essentially brick, right?
True.
They could make it a Lucasfilm arch if they wanted to.
That's true.
They could just hang up Star Wars posters if they wanted to, or they could leave it as it is and just have up stanchions. But they need the space to hold people when it goes. Now, when you went, was it like a press event for Toy Story Land?
I went on just like a like the guest day where it was like...
So it was busy?
No. Oh, no. Like press guest.
Press guest. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay, so you didn't have to deal with craziness because it's been pretty busy from what I understand.
Yeah, I think because we were there the day that it officially opened, and I think it had like a 5-hour wait.
Woo! Just to get into the land?
I don't know if it was to get into the land. I think Slinky Dog had like a 270, 300 and something minute wait.
Nice.
It was...
Totally worth it.
Oh, well, and it's funny because I didn't get to experience the land as much as I wanted to because I got there as soon as it opened for the event. And then I was on the first coaster of Slinky Dog, got back in line, and as soon as I got back in line, it started to rain.
Oh, yeah. And they have to shut that down, right?
Oh, it had to go down immediately.
That's always the thing that, when it comes to attractions in Florida, you really got to think about that because, rain is just a daily thing for the most part. And to have an attraction that's not covered, I know Alien Swirling Saucers is actually under something.
That's what I ended up doing is going and riding that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody must do that. They're like,
yeah.
Alien Swirling Saucers.
It was definitely a bummer, and it's funny because I'm used to Florida rain where it's like, oh, it's a downpour for 5 minutes, and
oh, okay.
Well, just like a quick
period
of time, but obliterated the rest of the afternoon.
It's a major bummer.
Yeah.
What do you think of the overall theming of the land?
It's cool.
Yeah.
I will say I thought of you because...
Oh, I love that. Oh, okay. Continue.
So they have great like little vignettes. They have like Buzz standing next to the alien saucers. They have...
We need to talk about that in a second.
Okay. I think we're on the same page. They have army men who are like helping like set up Christmas lights and stuff around the area. I love the lunchbox because it's sponsored by Baybell cheese.
Yes, okay.
And they use like giant Baybell cheese everywhere.
Yeah.
Which is so bizarre.
Which like in a decade they'll lose the sponsorship and they'll have to rip all that stuff off.
Well, or it'll just become like generic cheese. Cheese. Snack cheese. But I had a real issue because they have the static army men.
Yeah.
But nothing is proportioned to the size of characters that come into the land. So if there's, because they do the special like, which I think is great that they do the like activities now with the army men. But if they want to do meet and greets with Woody or Buzz,
which they do,
they're not the right size,
and they're already in the land.
Yeah,
we have giant statues of both. Of them. Okay.
Well, that I can understand because they're
Andy's toys.
They're Andy's toys. That's right.
But so this is what drives me crazy about this land. First of all, if you're going to use that Pixar Studios area for anything, meet and greets.
I think they still do have that indoor area for meet and greets.
From what I understand, Buzz, Woody, and Jesse do meet and greets in Toy Story Land, which makes zero sense.
Yeah.
Because
they're in the land.
They're already there. And proportional. Like, I like
For me, it was more of the size differences.
Yeah.
It was like they're giant in the land.
But those do make sense because in Toy Story Land, they did specifically say you are shrunk down to the size of an army man. Oh. So if you're the size of an army man, Buzz would be huge to you. So that makes sense as far as like the static figures.
The static figures.
Andy's toys that they have. But the meet and greets don't make sense on so many levels. Their size and the fact that there's now two of them, which technically Andy could have two Buzz Lightyears, bought them off a store shelf, but he doesn't.
Right.
Like, we all know he doesn't. So, I mean, who cares? Nobody except for me and 10%, 1% of the other people.
Like I said, I thought of you, but
does it drive you crazy?
It doesn't. I think the size thing drove me a little bit more crazy. That was like, well, you've already set a precedent of like this is how big these characters are.
Yeah.
So when they come in and they're like the same size as me,
so the statue is the Buzz Lightyear, Andy's toy Buzz Lightyear, and the one you're meeting and greeting with is the McDonald's Happy Meal.
That's what I was thinking that. I was like, maybe it's like the miniature, like, yeah.
That's what's going on. Let's just say that's it, just so I don't go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's but overall, I think the theming's actually really nice.
Yeah.
One of the things that I just really loved was the domino benches.
Yeah.
I think I guess I love benches in Pixar areas because I'm in love with the popsicle stick benches in a Bug's Land. Like those, that's one of my favorite details.
They did popsicle stick benches in Toy Story Land.
I wonder if I gotta go to Bug's Land now and see if they ripped any out. They're like, yeah, we're closing anyway. Ship it to Florida.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't put it past
They are
them.
ripping out Flick's flyers, though.
Yes, that's true. I mean, and the aliens in our what's called the Aliens Pizza Planet place.
Yeah,
those are
Pizza
from
Port. Or whatever.
Wait,
did they take them from Pizza
They're
Planet?
from Florida.
Oh.
They're from the Pizza Planet in Florida.
Wow.
So it would not surprise me if those benches once lived in a Bug's Land. Just saying. Now there are tons of Christmas lights everywhere.
Yeah.
Like the giant, oversized holiday lights, and now they did announce that like this land is going to get a big Christmas overlay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Swirling Saucers is going to get Christmas music. They made it sound like, maybe I read into this too much, but they made it sound like, you know how Cars Land has become like Holiday Central?
Yeah.
They kind of made it sound like Toy Story Land might become that. But my first thought was, you have tons of Christmas lights there like year round. So I don't know what they're going to do to plus it. I guess maybe a lot of garland or something.
They'll put a Santa hat on Buzz.
There we go.
Yeah.
Which one? Which Buzz?
Yeah.
But yeah, how's the background music in the land?
Oh, you know what? I didn't even notice that if there was background music in the land.
Oh, there has to be. There's gotta be.
Yeah, I don't know.
I heard you could hear Andy talk to you.
Oh, that's weird.
Like as if he's playing and he's God, essentially.
That makes sense.
I that's what I heard. I haven't like heard any video of it or anything, but I feel like I read that on Twitter or somewhere.
I would love if it was Sid instead.
Oh my!
Sid came into the backyard.
Dude, that has potential for like the greatest nighttime spectacular of all time.
Yeah.
Like in Toy Story Land. Oh my goodness! If they did it like Wayne Zelinsky, Honey I Shrunk the Kids style, where these giant figures loom over the land. Oh man. Blue sky, man. That's the way to do it. But yeah, I've heard that you can hear him talk. One of my favorite details is Andy's giant sneaker footprints.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, and they're massive. Obviously, you're the size of an army figure, so Andy's foot would be giant, and they just have his giant footprints all through the land, and it's kind of terrifying if you think about it.
Yeah, it is.
But kind of cool at the same time. Let's see. Now, did you feel... From the pictures and videos I saw, to me it felt like a very secluded land. Like once you're in there, you're kind of in there and not seeing the rest of the park.
Yeah.
Is it that way?
Yeah,
okay,
I think it definitely feels... in that sense, it does like make you feel like you're in a new area, that you're kind of... It's not like it's not like other parts of Hollywood studios where you can like look down and see like the Sunset Boulevard still, or like
maybe that's what makes it a land.
Yeah, that it feels more secluded.
Yeah.
Brief aside.
Let's hear it.
I did get to go through the alternate exit. So like there was like the main one that's by the Pixar Studios, and then there's another one that like right now just goes backstage. I got a pretty good view of Galaxy's Edge.
How's it looking?
It looks amazing.
Really?
And see, that it's crazy that it's only a few more acres, because it looks like it's so much more expansive.
Huh, yeah. I don't know. We'll find out when that opens.
Oh my gosh.
That's going to be... I'm still scared of that. Like, I really am. I'm not looking forward... I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It's going to be nutso. Alien Swirling Saucers, did it seem like kids were into it, or what? Like, how was the wait for that one? I mean, I guess you can't really gauge because you were there at an event. But
I think they do a good job of... there's multiple... ride areas.
Isn't the Mater one have two of them as well?
Yeah, I think this one might have 3.
But it's missing Larry the Cable Guy singing in Spanish. I mean,
yeah.
That's something.
Although it does have the aliens at the beginning. They go, "You've got a friend in me," and then it plays like spacey, like you've got a friend in me.
Nice.
In like and that one's cool because it's like it's again like something that's like a set. It's like a toy set.
Yeah.
And so it plays kind of like digital, "You've Got a Friend in Me" music.
That's cool. I do love the detail of like everything is, the toy boxes are everywhere. You've got like the weird instructions on the side of the box. I think that's a fun little detail. Yeah. On Slinky Dog Dash, the thing I like most, and tell me, is it cool in person, Wheezy?
Oh, yeah. I knew you were going to say that because I was just thinking of how like even the setup of the... his little stage area, because he's got the microphone from the, I don't even know what those toys are called.
Yeah, one of the little recorder, the one that Woody uses. In the movie, yeah.
But then he is inside a book that is like Sing Along with Mr. Pricklepants. So if you go around to the backside, there's like an illustration of Mr. Pricklepants, and he's like. It's a sing-along book.
And you can only see this on the attraction, right?
Yeah. Wheezy's very much like he's angled and then like covered up on one side, so.
Okay.
But he's cool. He's a cool animatronic.
Yeah, the video looked cool. I guess I'd compare him to like Mr. Potato Head. Yeah. Kind of that style animatronic, and it looks really cool, and I think that's, to be honest, as I said, I wasn't super excited about Toy Story Land. And I was even like, Slinky Dog Dash, I mean, do I need to ride Goofy's Barnstormer? Not really. And the thing that Slinky Dog Dash put me over the edge of, I got to do that, was that animatronic.
Interesting.
I was like, whenever there's a new animatronic, I want to check it out. So I was like, okay, I now have to ride it and wait in a stupid long line, I'm sure. So hopefully I'll be able to fast pass that. So Toy Story Mania, or Midway Mania, was there anything new in it? Did you do it?
No.
Because... I don't understand this, both here and at Pixar Pier. Obviously, they're both, just inherited this older attraction.
Yeah.
How and I get it, nothing's easy, but how easy would it have been to be like, we added a new game in, like,
I know.
we got a new land, let's put this game. I don't know. I'm a little surprised that they didn't do this, and kind of disappointed, to be honest, because it's just like new entrants. Sorry, but that that doesn't do it for me.
Well, it's funny too because I didn't get to go through the queue of that, and I'm wondering now if you can see Mr. Potato Head, if they like duplicated Mr. Potato Head into the other queue, because now it's
I heard Mr. Potato Head.
Queues,
oh,
right?
I think it's. I don't. To be completely honest, I've never ridden it in Florida.
Oh,
because it's. I got it. It's always a crazy long line.
Yeah,
and it's here. So I was like, I don't need to ride it. Plus, it's not my favorite. I barely ever ride it here.
Yeah.
So I've actually never ridden it in Florida.
It's funny because I remember that. The first time I went on the one in Florida, Mr. Potato Head was being controlled by like there was somebody
backstage,
mm-hmm. And I've never been in the one in California where it's always like on the auto like show.
I think that those are those things that like in theory are great ideas, and for the first 6 months that exist, and like, how can we cut costs on this? Yes.
Yeah,
put it on.
Fire that guy.
I mean, is Roz over at Monsters Inc.?
I mean, I am.
Hey, you in the third row.
Most of the time, I get some kind of like specific
comment.
Call out. Yeah.
Nice glasses, kid.
Yeah.
You like Roz, huh?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. She's fun. But let's see. What else is going on in Toy Story Land? Did you get any food?
No, but... Oh, well, no, that's not true. I did get one. I got a... they have, like homemade Pop-Tarts.
Yes! Okay. That excites me. Here's the thing.
Not much excites you, but homemade Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tart, I think a lot excites me.
Yeah.
It just better be good to excite me. But Pop-Tarts are great. And people take, in general, first of all, these are not Pop-Tarts. Disney will not call them Pop-Tarts because they're not Pop-Tarts. No. They're whatever they decide to call them. But people think Pop-Tarts aren't that good in general, just like the real traditional Pop-Tarts. All I'm going to say is put it in the toaster.
Yeah.
Eat a Pop-Tart the way it's supposed to be eaten. Put it in a toaster.
Yeah.
It ups its deliciousness like 90%.
Like a store-bought Pop-Tart?
Put it in a toaster.
Yeah.
It's how it's supposed to be done, kids.
I will say these ones do a good job of like they put a decent amount of filling in there.
Is it warm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, they put it in a toaster oven.
Yeah.
See, so that's the way to eat a Pop-Tart.
And it's pretty good. I did think it was kind of weird though that because obviously Hollywood Studios, most of the actually all the parks in Disney now are totally fine with serving alcoholic beverages.
Yeah.
But I did think it was kind of weird that in Toy Story Land, like Andy's lunchbox is like, we have adult beverages. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah.
I was like, if you're a parent, like just go outside of the land and bring your drink in. Like, why does Andy's lunchbox, especially talking about like continuity with theming, like.
But as we've discussed,
is Andy like smuggling in like little mini bottles of?
As we've discussed, the continuity is lacking, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's funny because and here's the thing, like we're not geniuses it's not like the Imagineers and people doing this don't realize that.
Well,
it's just they get the call from the higher up saying, "Oh, so
you gotta serve
you gotta serve booze. So the dimensions aren't right. Well, people want to take pictures with characters, so we don't care." Like I get it. They get those phone calls. They got to do what they're told. It's just that stuff frustrates us. I can't even imagine being an Imagineer who like puts their heart and soul into this stuff, and then they get that call one day that, hey, budget cut because of something completely unrelated.
Yeah.
Or we're serving beer because study says that we'll make more money, or whatever the case may be. So. Yeah. I get it. Like, we're not saying anything revolutionary here. It's just frustrating.
I will say I really enjoyed going to Skipper Canteen this time around and being able to order a beer.
They didn't have that before?
They didn't, no. It's only in the last, 3 months that they started doing beer and wine at all the sit-down restaurants.
So you said Toy Story Land has alcohol, which means, and they only have a quick service. Mm-hmm. So that means that they basically have the neon cups that you walk around with?
Probably.
Okay.
It's your favorite.
I'm so adamantly against that. When it comes to serving alcohol, sit down restaurant, do it. To me, the second you serve it at a booth where you're walking around the park with it in your hand, it's so tacky.
Yeah.
And it's like so anti-Walt. And I know he was a drinker. I get it. But like it wasn't what he wanted in the park. I'm all for it in the restaurants. Just keep it out of the... To me, it's tacky.
I get that.
It's DCA tacky. let's just say. Let's see. Did you try out the Play Disney Parks app at all?
I did.
How was it?
It was cool.
Yeah?
I actually really... And I was surprised. What?
I just think it's so funny because this is clearly the response of cast members, managers and stuff looking around and be like, why is everybody playing Heads Up in line? And then being like, we need a Disney branded Heads Up or app.
Well, it's funny because one of the features is trivia. Which was pretty good trivia, actually. But also they did a really good job. One of the things that's cool is they incorporated a lot of things that already existed. So like the Fun Wheel Challenge in DCA is now part of the app. So it's no longer you have to go on some like silly like website, like plug in a web address, like hook up to the Wi-Fi. Yeah. It's like you're in the app, you can play the Fun Wheel Challenge.
If only World of Color existed so that people could play the Fun Wheel Challenge.
I mean, the Fun Wheel Challenge, maybe it's still going right now.
I think it's only during...
Only World of Color?
I think so. I could be wrong, but I've only known it to happen during World of Color.
I'm trying to think. There was a couple more that, like games or apps that already existed and now they exist solely in the app, or they've been incorporated in the app.
I definitely think it was a smart move. My biggest fear when I heard about this app was like, so much energy and time goes into storytelling and even in the queue and the pre-show and stuff that I was like, oh my god, they're literally creating something to distract people. But I was like, no, it actually enhances the story, which I think is great.
Yeah, the Peter Pan's Flight one, actually, they added things into the queue that you have to kind of find.
Yeah.
And then by the end, you get to, there's like a physical reward in the queue that,
That's cool.
You like set off a little like...
Yeah.
little show in the queue. So I think it's a very cool way.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, it actually enhances your experience. It actually makes you look around. And
that's the other thing. It actually, so as I said, my fear was it would take you out of it. And it seems to be doing quite the opposite, where it actually forces you to pay more attention to what's going on around you. So I think it's actually a really cool thing.
Yeah.
And obviously not something you need to do
to
get the experience, but still cool.
One of the other app I was thinking of is in the Soarin' queue for at Epcot. Mm-hmm. They have the screens when you walk by the queue, and those always. I think they used to have like a paper plane game or something that you could play. But
okay.
I think maybe now it's a trivia or something. But that Space Mountain. There's quite a few rides that, and they've obviously said like, oh, we're only going to add more as things open up. So in Magic Kingdom in Florida, there's already like a little Tron light cycle like off to the side where Tron's going to be, and then in Hollywood Studios and Disneyland, there's a little R2D2 that's like hi. That's how R2D2 sounds. Beep boop beep beep.
There we go. That's a little more accurate. There we go. So you experienced Toy Story Land daytime, correct?
Yeah.
Did you see it nighttime at all?
No.
I hear that's the way to go, is nighttime. Yeah. I hear nighttime is great there, especially Slinky Dog Dash.
I can see that because they do have like the Christmas lights, and the best part of that ride is the little like boost zone.
Oh, okay, yes.
That's like a Hot Wheels track or whatever, and you like stop there, and he preps.
Just saying, there is a scene in Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves where they end up in some Matchbox tracks on a little racetrack, and that could become a Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves ride. Just saying, but segue.
You mean when Toy Story loses favor with the kids? And
and everybody goes directly to the third Honey movie.
Well, you know that
the direct to video,
the best one, obviously.
What?
Honey, I Shrunk Ourselves.
Oh, that's what I was talking about. What did I say?
That's what you said.
Honey, we Shrunk Ourselves. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The best.
No, I said the best.
Yeah,
the
of course.
best in the franchise.
Oh God. Okay, so speaking of, I need to ask, and I already know the answer. I believe
There's not.
There's nothing. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movie set adventure.
I tried to look, and I did not recognize a single thing. Which seems
you would have texted me a picture if you.
I would have. Yeah.
I mean,
it seems like a waste.
The Super Soaker, so easy to fit in there.
It's hard though because
it's not hard. It's very simple.
That
you
era
take this
of Super Soaker is not.
Then you put a different color scheme on it. If they can repaint Paradise Pier, you can repaint a Super Soaker, please.
Yeah,
that's not even a blade of grass.
No, because they specifically like landscaped it with like certain kinds of foliage but it did seem very unusual that they didn't bring in at least like the hose or the Lego. Like the Lego would have been a really you know what?
I don't think there's any Lego in the land.
There isn't any Lego
because I noticed that originally I was saying, oh, the Lego benches. I'm like, those aren't Lego, they're dominoes.
Yeah, no, and they use like connects.
Yeah. So sorry Lego. Apparently your deal didn't go through with Disney. But Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Where can you find Honey, I Shrunk the Kids in Disney's Hollywood Studios now? Early trivia. Where can you find Honey, I Shrunk the Kids in Disney's Hollywood Studios right now?
Right now?
Right now. I think it's still there. It should be. I don't see any reason why it would be gone.
I don't know.
Mama Melrose's. You will find an Italian Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movie poster.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Anywho, that's disappointing to hear that it's not there.
I'm sorry.
Before we move on to the other coast, because this is coast to coast.
Yeah.
It works out very nicely for this episode. Is there anything else you want to add for Toy Story Land?
Not for Toy Story Land, but for the Play app.
Yeah.
One thing that I think is really cool, and the only thing that's kind of a bummer, is that you have to have an Apple Music subscription.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about this.
They build playlists for different lands, and even give you like a road trip, like on your way to the parks playlist. But there was some weird like one of the songs on the road trip was like Your Song by Elton John, and there was there was like some weird non-Disney songs that I was like, okay, that's
sounds like the algorithm screwed up.
I don't know.
They were like looking up Elton John, Lion King, Your Song.
Yeah. But it's cool because if you're on Main Street, they have like Main Street songs, and they have stuff from like the Disneyland album, and
that's cool.
For the most part, things are themed to the different lands.
Or on your drive to a Disney park, you could just listen to the Disney Coast to Coast music playlist, which comes out every single month, which you can sign up for over at DisneyCoastToCoast.com and click on playlist to sign up for it. You could do that. That works.
There's a playlist?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
DCTC playlist, man. Where you been?
I didn't know about the
every
playlist.
month, man.
Yeah. What are you putting together tracks?
Yeah. There's like a different theme every month.
What?
And, you got like 5 months or 6 months worth to go back and listen to. Apparently.
Wow.
Yeah. Somebody's failing at life.
That's exciting.
And it's you.
Did you put Elton John Your Song?
I did not put Elton John Your Song, no. Mine are actually themed to Disney. Anyways, let's head over to the other coast, over here to Disney California Adventure, because we also had a Pixar Land open, and of course it's Pixar Pier. And
No, you're pushing it with the land on that one.
Yeah. So I've experienced it. You have as well. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so...
it is amazing.
No, it's not. Stop it. Here, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's fine. To me, it's just, and I promise I won't crap on it this entire time. It's fine.
Yeah.
It is just so a waste of time and money. Do you know when Paradise Pier 2.0 was completed?
4 years ago?
Longer than that. 2010.
Oh, okay.
Is when Paradise Pier... It's 8 years.
Yeah.
That is not a very long time for a land that technically had no problems with it to be completely rethemed. I don't understand this other than I guess they wanted to fit Pixar characters in, but like I felt like they did a good job bringing Disney characters in when they did the 2.0 version, so I don't understand it. But in any case, let's discuss it because it's a thing.
That's right off the bat, that gives me a sticking point.
What's that?
It's Pixar Pier, right?
Yeah.
We incorporated Pixar characters.
You're talking about Mickey?
Why did we leave Mickey on the fun wheel?
Budget.
Oh, I'm sorry, not fun wheel. It's called the Pixar Pal-A-Round.
Yeah. Which, like, to me, why wasn't it just the Pixar fun wheel? I think I have so many problems with this land. quote unquote land. I don't. Here's the thing. I don't want to just talk crap about it.
No.
The archway's lovely.
You know what's great? Lamplight Lounge.
Yeah, I didn't. I peeked my head in, but I didn't eat there.
That is it's a great. They did a great job of taking what worked with Cove Bar because that was such a popular spot, and then expanding it throughout that whole
entire
restaurant.
Now, tell me this: have you seen the new World of Disney store? You've seen pictures of the architecture and
yes,
stuff?
yeah.
Does it not look like Lamplight Lounge? Like, it's all that exposed brick, exposed metal, industrial kind of look.
And now, see, I like that look, but I can
do
see
too.
where it's not playing to the theme at all. It's just kind of like...
To me, it's it reminds me... Did you ever go to Pizza Rizzo at Disney Hollywood Studios?
Yeah.
To me, it's just, okay, there's this thing that exists. We can, quote-unquote, theme it by hanging pictures on the wall. And if we want to change this, we can really easily.
Yeah.
We'll keep the bricks up. So I think Lamplight Lounge is a bit more detailed than that. I love the chandelier as you walk in with all the sketches on it and stuff. But to me, it's just not super... themed.
I will say too, Cove Bar always did fit into that, that turn of the century, early 20s like boardwalk.
Sure.
The interior of Lamplight Lounge, if their whole spiel was, oh, we really wanted to explore like the California coastline and these old fashioned piers, why is Lamplight Lounge not at all themed like that early days?
Yeah. Did you hear the reason why Pixar Pier is in Disney California
Jeff,
Adventure?
Emeryville is near the ocean where there are piers.
And that's in California,
and that's in California.
Okay.
And then red, blue, and yellow are Pixar colors.
Okay. Can I just say that story of this fits in Disney California Adventure because Pixar Studios is in California is so insulting and talking down to the audience that I'm like, can you just say we wanted a Pixar land? Like, just say that.
Yeah.
And I would honestly rather that. I would still complain about it. I would say that's stupid. But to try and justify it is insulting.
Well, especially, I think the worst part is it's by some piers. Emeryville has some piers nearby. So
they've lost their mind when it comes to that, I will say. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, maybe a little bit of a higher note.
Archway. The archway.
The archway. What about Incredicoaster?
I prefer California Screamin'.
Do you really?
Yeah. And I know that this is probably...
Did you do it at night?
Yes.
I did. Wow.
I'm sure this is a controversial statement. And I honestly was going in open-minded. I will say I'm not like a huge Incredibles fan.
Yeah.
I don't dislike the films. I don't love the films. They're fine to me. You can go back and listen to my Incredibles 2 episode if you want about that. But I was disappointed. First of all, it's cheap.
Yeah.
It is insultingly cheap.
There's no, it's all just static figures.
Yes,
and
on poles.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
Yeah.
Okay, so I love California Screamin'. Let me just say, when it comes to roller coasters, I like fun roller coasters.
Right.
I think California Screamin' and Incredicoaster are fun roller coasters. I'm not the type that, like, wants to feel like I'm gonna die. Like, I know some people are adrenaline junkies and, like, that's fun to them. That's not to me. So California Screamin' has always been one of, like, my favorite roller coasters just because it's got the loop. It's fun.
Yeah.
I think the music for California Screamin' is better.
Oh.
As far as, obviously, Michael Giacchino, right?
Yeah.
For Incredicoaster. Great musical score to that film. I love the music in that film. But I think as far as, like, the sync and the movement of the attraction, I think the California Screamin' music was superior.
Interesting.
I was kind of disappointed immediately because you know how you get that nice little scene with Edna Mode right as you're pulling out? For some reason, when I saw the concept art, I was like, okay, so we get Jack floating around. I expected, like, a Pepper's Ghost sort of illusion.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it's just a TV screen? Like, he was just, like, floating on a TV screen, it looked like.
Oh.
It didn't... Did you get a different experience?
No. I just, like, barely
Yeah, so you see, like,
paid attention.
You see the static Edna Mode figure, and then you it's just like a TV screen. It's a TV monitor with a video of Jack Jack. I expected some sort of effect. I guess my bad for assuming that.
You saw plenty. I'm sure you saw like on the internet all of the devolvement of the concept art to the final product, right? Like
I didn't actually see that.
Oh no, because there was like Jack Jack's Cookie Num Nums, the little stand.
Oh yeah.
There was originally it was going to be like an indoor restaurant with like a giant Jack Jack on top, and then it kind of got scaled back, and then by the time it opened, it's like
is that for real though, or was that like a joke that somebody?
No,
that was concept art.
I mean, come on, they still have the blue sky cellar. You can go in there and see like, oh yeah, that's what they were trying to do. Wow, they just copped a.
It's a budget cut land. So there's that. So immediately I was like, oh, that's not as cool as I thought. Another thing I can't stand is the launch. Which, first of all, one of the things that always drove me crazy with the launch.
You miss NPH.
No, I don't miss NPH. But what I miss is... Oh, actually, no. What's always driven me crazy with that is it's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Wow. Like, I don't understand why they can't time that better.
Yeah.
It's very weird to me. But...
I prefer Rock and Roller Coaster where it's 5, 4, 3.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It's a weird timing thing, and it's always kind of... Like, for a second, if it's your first time, you're like, oh, is it broken? Oh, no. There you go.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why... I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to surprise you. But they have the water splashing as you zoom past. Are those supposed to be Dash's footprints running on the water alongside the coaster?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about footprints, but, like...
Where's Dash?
Well, you're Dash.
I'm Dash? Is that the story?
I guess. I don't know.
I took it as it was supposed to be Dash maybe running so fast we can't see him.
Yeah.
But those are... No, I don't care for
He's
that.
like right in front. He's like trying to avoid being run over by the front of the coaster.
Yeah, I don't...
So,
no, I don't buy that. It's all static figures.
Yeah.
I get it. You're zooming past them so fast, like an animatronic wouldn't really make sense.
Yeah.
Except for maybe the climb hill where I believe it's Elastigirl, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
So at the climb hill, maybe a little something more. Some cool lighting.
Well, and it wouldn't have been hard, too, I feel like, to... Not even... And I don't know if you consider this animatronic, but the... to put the projected faces...
Oh, yeah.
So at least they're like, there's a little bit of life in there. They at least, like, their eyes blink, their mouths move.
At least on the last girl. But then it would have been inconsistent with the rest. So, then I would have complained about that. I accept them, I guess, in the tubes and stuff. The one that drove me crazy was literally Jack Jack on the giant poles.
Yes, yeah.
Sticking out as you went. And by the way, if you're not on the right side of the vehicle,
you don't see, like...
Very easy to miss them completely. Yeah. I do appreciate the fact that they're completely hidden from the land.
Yeah.
You will only see them on the coaster. I did appreciate that. But, I mean, I can't believe they don't sell him as a lollipop.
Yeah. Because he's on a stick.
Because he's on a stick.
It's kind of a bummer, though, that they did the... he has so many different forms in that movie that they chose to be like, oh, he multiplies. It's like, it would have been cool to see, like, him change or them use the one that's on fire or the Jack Jack that like turns into a monster. Like.
Yeah, the monster Jack Jack scares me. He's terrifying, man. But yeah, I don't. So you prefer Incredicoaster?
I wouldn't say I preferred. I think.
Oh, it sounded like you thought I was a little crazy for saying I prefer. Because I went with friends who honestly like, see, you like it more, right? And I was like, no, I don't.
Nah,
I don't.
I mean, I think it's fun theming, and I think for me, it is the most complete
piece of Pixar Pier
that's like, oh, I see. Like, at least I understand why you although I have to say, again, going back to they pushed this really hard within the Blue Sky Cellar and like all the way through like, oh, we did research on California piers and like boardwalks, and why do you have a googie 60s designed entrance to like, I get The Incredibles is like that look, but it stands out to me when you're walking down the pier and you see that whole, like, archway. And, like, the fountain. It's like this. Now I feel like I'm taken out of the pier.
I don't know. It seemed like this. I mean, if I had to guess what happened, I would say they walked into Imagineering, said, "Hey, we're gonna theme this to Pixar. Figure it out."
Yeah.
And then the Imagineers did a great job and really tried to make a cohesive story. And they were like, okay, great, but we're going to cut this. So this isn't going to work. Like, that just is what the whole area felt like. Granted, it's not finished either. We're still waiting for the...
Is Bing Bong still not open?
Bing Bong's open this past
it's open.
weekend.
Okay,
yes.
great.
So Bing Bong's did open this past weekend.
That was a huge bummer. I was like, really? You couldn't open you couldn't get open a candy store and confectionery on time?
So there is that. One weird thing with the background music is, and tell me if this is in any Pixar movie, but being a musical theater fan, I immediately recognized they played the song Guys and Dolls from the musical Guys and Dolls on like xylophone. And I was like, where does this fit in the world of Pixar? I'm not sure.
This was the band that plays on the boardwalk?
No. This was background music.
Oh.
On, like over the speakers. I heard boop boop boo doo boo. Boop, boop, boo, doo, doo, doo. And I was like, on xylophone, I was like, that is definitely Guys and Dolls, and I have no idea why. It was a strange song choice. So
I don't know.
If anybody knows what Pixar movie features Guys and Dolls,
maybe
some
Pixar composer like ripped off Guys and Dolls.
No, I don't think so. It was clearly Guys and Dolls, but maybe we could fit some Hello Dolly in there with Wall-E.
Yeah.
So we'd have Hello Dolly on both Disneyland and Disney California
Yes.
Adventure. That'd actually kind of be a nice little bookend if they could make that work somewhere.
Wow.
One thing I'll say about Incredicoaster, I like the queue. I think the queue's a lot nicer.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the marquee. Not so much the archway. I think the archway's a little weird. But, I'm overall not my favorite. Sorry.
No.
Sorry, listeners.
I get it.
I know they're upset about it.
That whole... I think the whole land is very disappointing.
I keep wanting to go back to this archway real quickly because honestly,
Wait, which isn't even finished.
Well, I was gonna say I'm waiting for Luxo.
Yeah.
Like I really want Luxo on there.
And he'll be animated for like
a short while.
2 months and then they'll shut him off.
Here's the thing when it comes to these lands is like if you really want to experience the land the way the Imagineers want you to experience it, you got to go in the first 3 months.
Yeah.
Because after that, in comes budget cuts and stuff. I want Luxo to get there, but I will say the archway's pretty. Like that's the plus.
Yeah.
That wins. The sign for the Pixar Pal-A-Round is much nicer than what they had for the
signage in the whole land
is nice.
Very nice.
But I can't even tell you how many popcorn lights were dead in the land when I was there. I was like,
really?
I was like, this is a new land, and there are so many broken lights. It drove me nuts.
Oh my gosh.
I can't stand that. Those small details drive me crazy.
Wow.
We will say, of course, they rethemed the games. They got a Luna Starcatcher, so that's kind of cool. Woo! Based on a short, which is nice. Yeah. The Wall-E Space Race, Bullseye Stallion Stampede. Bullseye's the same, right?
That was already there.
That was there before.
Yeah.
And Bing Bong and Heimlich's Candy Corn Toss, where if you're going to be missing A Bug's Land, you can hear an audio clip from Heimlich's Choo Choo Train in the Candy Corn Toss. So it lives on. Yet Honey, I Shrunk the Kids Movie Set Adventure does not, sadly. What are they thinking? So let's see. What else is going on in that land? I think that's about it. I mean, there's lots of new food. I actually didn't try any of the food. Did you have any?
I did. I tried the cookie nom nom, which is pretty good.
Is it good? It's a $6 cookie.
It's like a mini.
It comes out warm.
You ever get like the like cookie cake?
Cookie cake?
Yeah, cookie cake. Like not Mrs. Fields, but you go to like the mall. And
yes.
It's like that where it's like
it's like the size of a pizza, but not the ones at DCI.
They're smaller and they're thicker.
Okay.
So it's kind of like that though, where it's just like soft, gooey and
nom nom cookie.
Yeah, wow. Nom nom cookie.
You're welcome for
that. I had some of the chicken. The chicken was okay. Pretty good.
I don't do chicken on bones.
Oh yeah,
I'm not a caveman.
You're like a nugget guy.
I'm a chicken tender man.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a chicken breast man.
Yeah, okay.
No chicken on bones.
Breasts sometimes still have bones too, so
not the kind I get.
The thing that I haven't had yet that I'm most excited is to go eat at the the Lamplight Lounge.
Do you think that Lamplight Lounge, because I think this is honestly one of my favorite character meals at Disneyland Resort, was always the princess one. Oh, Ariel's Grotto. And I'm kind of bummed that that's gone. Do you think we'll get a Pixar meet and greet? Because I think it would be so cool.
No, because it's too much of like, there's a lounge in there. It's.
What if it was only for breakfast in like the dining room
I could
area?
see maybe breakfast, but even the dining room area now has like a bar section.
Yeah.
So it's no longer like a restaurant downstairs.
I could picture Carl from Up sitting at the bar with having a little drink.
Yeah, he doesn't even do meet and greets. He just like shoos away people.
You can go over and say hello.
Yeah.
I could totally picture that.
Yeah. Now, I am excited to see, I'm guessing once World of Color comes back, that's going to become a viewing location.
Oh, they'll probably do a dessert party.
Because that...
Although that's not a great view.
The downstairs in the porch. I feel like
it's way off to the side.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, because I've been in Cove Bar and watched it and got a pretty good view.
I would not like that view.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. If they were going to sell tickets to that, I'd say you can have the dessert party here, but you better move me to a better seat.
Yeah.
Before it starts. So. I don't know. Pixar Pier is what it is. I commend the Imagineers who got that order and were told they have to do it. But it's not exciting to me. It's not necessary to me. Unless this whole thing fits into the theme of what Disney California Adventure will be. In which case, please tell me what you're doing. Please tell me the new name of the park. And let's just start making it make sense.
Yeah.
Because at this point, it don't make sense.
I'm interested, too, to see... We still have that one ride at the end for the Inside Out neighborhood.
Flix Flyers. I mean,
yeah,
Emotional Whirlwind.
No, it's that's exactly what it is.
Best name on earth.
Yeah.
Emotional Whirlwind is one of I literally laughed out loud when I read that. You don't like it.
It's okay.
I read that. It sounds like a joke tweet that somebody sent out.
Emotional Whirlwind.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Okay.
I love it. So we get that. We got the Jesse's Critter Carousel coming.
Which looks cool whenever...
Now, one thing I will say is from the queue, or as you enter the queue for Incredicoaster, over to the right, like blocking the carousel, which is under construction, is this kind of like cool wall with the Incredibles logo, and it's a fountain right now.
Yeah.
I actually really like it. I think it's a cool fountain. My first thought was like, oh, is this here to stay, or is this a temporary thing just to block construction?
I think it probably will keep the neighborhood separate.
Maybe, hopefully, because I actually really liked that fountain.
Yeah, that is cool. But I really hope that they end up taking Pixar Pier all the way around.
Yeah, me too. If they're going to do it, I say commit. My guess is it's going to depend on how well it does. I think it's doing well. I mean, it's too early to tell. It's a new land, so no matter what, there's going to be a lot of people there.
Right.
If you wait 3 hours for, what was that attraction that blew my mind? The Luigi's Rollickin' Roadster.
Oh, yeah.
If people are waiting 3 hours for that because it's new, I get it. Pixar Pier is going to be busy. The new shops are nice. Nick's Knacks is really cute.
Yeah.
And, it's fine.
It's cool to be able to get more Pixar stuff in the parks.
Sure, but I don't feel like it needs...
Let's be real. That's
so
the
much.
only reason that any of this happened is because they wanted to sell more Pixar merch.
I guess, but I mean, we have a Cars Land.
Right, but that's only cars.
We had Bugs Land.
But they didn't have merch.
We had Toy Story Midway Mania. We have Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage. We have Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters. Like, there's a lot of Pixar in the parks.
That's true.
And in fact, if you're going to build an area just for Pixar, in my opinion, everything Pixar should be there.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Hey,
I don't get it.
Most of the Pixar characters are on the Pal-A-Round.
Yeah, that's great. The Pixar Fun Wheel. Oh, goodness gracious. With the Mickey face.
Yeah, oh God.
Now tell me this. So the Mickey face thing is so weird to me. And my immediate thought is budget cut. They just...
Well, because
I'm sure
early on it was the ball.
The ball, which it should be. That's an easy thing, right? Do you think there's anything about it that's like, we can't remove it because of this projection surface we created for World of Color?
I doubt it.
Because they could easily transform the ball into that, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay. So it's just budget.
Yeah.
And listen, once again, if I were somebody at Imagineering and I was told you need to cut X thousands amounts of dollars, if not millions.
Yeah, leave the Mickey on there.
Well, but seriously though, if they're like, to replace this Mickey face with a ball is going to cost that amount of money, or you can do a bunch of little things throughout the land. I mean, maybe it was just the lesser of two evils, right? So I don't know, but it is weird that like that's what you see.
It drives me nuts.
Oh, that drives me nuts as well.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things that drive me nuts that you just have. And that's the thing. Like, when it comes to Pixar Pier, I've gotten to the point now that I'm just like, I just need to accept it for what it is and just be like, okay, it is what it is. And if I had my way, I would go back to Paradise Pier 2.0.
Yeah.
But I think DC is heading in a completely different direction, so... I don't know. I just wish they invested more into it.
What do you mean? Everything's in Galaxy's Edge right now. Black Spire, Outpost.
Well, here's the thing.
Batu.
Okay, so that's what really scares me. And honestly, if it weren't for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, I'd be really scared for like the direction Imagineering's heading in. Because it's at a point, and I blame the public as much as Disney, because like they're buying into it.
Right.
I'm sorry, but Incredicoaster is not a new ride.
Yeah.
It's a layover. Pixar Pal-A-Round is not a new ride. Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout is not a new ride.
Right.
You know, and they keep advertising it as a new ride, and people keep accepting it as a new ride. To me, we're giving them permission to keep doing this by 3-hour waits, 4-hour waits. Like, it's just telling them, oh, people don't really care.
But I mean, that's been going on for forever.
Forever?
I mean, Finding Nemo submarines.
Sure, that's been but that wasn't forever ago. That was, what, a decade ago at this point?
Yeah, but that's what I mean, is for a long time now.
It's getting more and more consistent.
Yeah.
Is how I feel about that. And I think it's dangerous to head in that direction because, to me, like, here's the thing that set Disney apart from everybody else was we always got more than what we expected. Like, that was Walt's thing, and that's what I loved about it. It was the details were there for the major minority that would notice them. It's like, what an awesome detail. That just made this so much more real for me. Whereas now I feel like they're like, we're not concerned about that tiny portion.
Yeah.
We're really concerned about the masses. And the masses don't care that these characters aren't the right size. The masses don't care that all we did was put a new layer of coat on it. Like, so it's creating for a small group versus the mass. And I think that's the difference. And I think that's the direction we're heading in. And like I said, if it weren't for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, I'd be really, really, really concerned. But
I think
thankfully we have that to look forward to.
I think we'll also get a pretty impressive land when Marvel Land.
I hope so. I'm based on as I said, it's still just a layover, or not a layover, but what would the term be for Mission Breakout?
A
reimagining?
I would say at least Mission Breakout felt like they put more effort into it than all of Pixar Pier.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Hands down, definitely.
And that one made a little bit more sense as far as like licensing, and like that felt like that needed some kind of, like, they probably had more going on behind the scenes for why they did that.
Sure. And I was going to say, based on that, I do have high hopes for the Marvel attractions that come. And on top of that, I think Disney's really well aware, and if they're not, they should be, that the Spider-Man attraction needs to be one of the greatest attractions of all time, because right now, Spider-Man already has one of the greatest attractions of all time at Universal's Islands of Adventure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I have high hopes for that. I think it's a guarantee, and I don't think they're promising this at all. It's not going to be as immersive as Galaxy's Edge, but I don't know. The way that the posters set it up is it seems like it's going to be a pretty it's going to be a large space with some e-ticket attractions, I think. But I think
what I'm hoping for is that they do what they did with the Interventions, when they had the Stark Expo going on, and they had the great Thor meet and greet where you were transported into the Asgardian throne room, and there was a very I'm hoping that that's what it'll be like, where it's like, oh, you get to go to the Wakandan embassy, and now you're in. I feel like there's going to be a lot of indoor spaces where it's like you go in and now you're immersed in Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum. And
have they given a date for that? I can't remember.
2020, I think.
Was it 2020 or 2021? Something like that?
It's quick.
What either of those? That's why I don't think we're gonna get that. Is because that's pretty fast.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Well, based on Pixar Pier, I mean, maybe they'll just have stuff that's unopened for another year.
Possibly. I don't know. We'll see. But before we get going here, I do want to mention you just came back from Comic-Con. Did you do anything Disney or Marvel related at Comic-Con? You didn't go to the Nightmare or the Mickey panel?
I didn't go to the panels, but I did. There was a really great Nightmare pop-up that was it was the Christmas tree, the tree that he goes into to get to Christmas Town.
Oh yeah.
And so the door was opened and you could look inside and there was a little miniature Christmas Town.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it was really cool. They were doing giveaways and stuff, but I just wanted to look at the display. I mean, other than the news, that's all the news that came out of Comic-Con, I didn't go to any of the specific panels.
Alrighty, well, I think that means
it's trivia time!
Alright, Aaron, do you want to hit me with the question first, or shall I hit you?
You hit me.
Okay, so you know the one loop on the Incredicoaster.
Yeah.
Right now, it's the ball, the Luxo ball, and it says Pixar Pier.
Yeah.
What was before that, and what was before that?
I know originally it was Mickey. It was a Mickey head.
Yes, it was the Mickey head.
Then was it Paradise Pier?
No, it was the most recent thing.
The most recent thing?
Yeah, you don't remember right before Pixar Pier what was on that loop? Painted on just like the ball.
Was it the Pixar ball?
Nope.
I don't know.
It was a sun.
Oh.
And do you know the relationship between that loop and the fun wheel?
Right, because this fun wheel used to be the sun.
Yes.
And now the fun wheel's Mickey.
So they swapped
and it used to be Mickey. Oh.
So it used to be Mickey, and the fun wheel was the sun. And then when they got rid of the sun and put Mickey on the fun wheel, they made the loop the sun.
Nice.
And now it's a Luxo ball that says Pixar Pier.
Nice.
Yeah. What's your trivia question?
That's actually pretty clever. I like that.
You like that?
Yeah. So I actually have two-part question.
Okay, let's hear it. Part one.
So part one is what's the only Pixar film to not have a short?
Toy Story?
That's right.
Boom.
And then I want to see if you know this. What were the shorts that aired before?
Oh, I will fail this.
Toy Story 2.
Toy Story.
Classic. This is
they're all classic.
the ultimate classic.
The ultimate classic.
Pixar.
The bird one?
No. This is you think Pixar shorts. This is the short.
I mean, you say Pixar short, I think of lava, and I know it's not that.
Oh my god, no.
A long, long time ago.
No, stop it.
Let's see. Pixar short classic. Was it original, or was it based on some characters they had already created?
No, it was original.
It was original. Pixar short classic. I don't know what.
Luxo Jr.
Really?
Yeah.
Was before Toy Story 2.
That's right.
Okay.
For the first probably 4 or 5 movies, they were they used their banked
Okay.
shorts.
I didn't realize that. That's cool.
Then I will save do you know what Toy Story 3
what the short was?
Short was?
Lava. Is it for the birds?
No.
Was it the magician?
No.
La Luna.
No. I'll give you a hint though.
What?
It mixes 2D animation and 3D animation.
Paperman?
No, that's Disney.
Oh yeah. 2D and 3D for Pixar. Oh, I don't know.
Day and Night.
I vaguely remember that one.
It's
That's right. Yes.
It's the two amorphous blob people.
I actually really like that one.
That is a good one, yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Well, thanks for coming on and talking to us about Pixar Pier, our favorite, and Toy Story Land. Guys, don't forget, you can connect with the show over at DisneyCoastToCoast.com. All of our social media can be found there. A new month is coming up, so head to DisneyCoastToCoast.com, click on the playlist tab there, and sign up for the music playlist. Aaron, you should do that too.
I will. I didn't know that was a thing.
Okay, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.
Disney Coast to Coast is produced and hosted by Jeff DePaoli. Learn more about the podcast and become a supporter at DisneyCoastToCoast.com.